What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a good day as always. Before we get too far in this video, I did want to mention that we're still giving away an SCX24 at 1,000 subscribers. To enter, all you have to do is subscribe, like this video, and comment done down below. With all that being said, let's jump into today's video. So over the past few months, we've been working on the Ultimate Indoor SCX24 course, and we've done a few methods using quite a few different supplies. We've used Plaster of Paris, tons of different paint, some different train track, railroad model building, glue, spray paint, pretty much everything you can think of. But today we're using a new one called Plaster cloth. This is essentially a fabric that's coated in a thin layer of plaster. You wet it and then lay it down on the surface you're looking to turn into something hard covered in plaster. It dries and you're left with something similar to this, which is rock hard. The cool thing about plaster cloth is since it gives you a good outside finish, you can go ahead and see on the back that it allows you to use pretty much recyclables and trash to build an indoor course. Today we're going to be using it to expand our indoor course, and to do so we're going to need a few supplies, so let's go ahead and grab those. Using what essentially would be trash to a normal person, we've gone ahead and constructed a bit of a hill to blend what we currently have on the course into the rest of it. So let's go ahead and start laying down plaster cloth. The hardest part is getting the first couple pieces down to keep everything from moving. Once you've done that, you're pretty much golden and the rest is easy. And just like that, we have our hill covered in plaster cloth, and you guys can see just how great this turned out. It looks just like real rock. Obviously we haven't painted it yet, but there's a few tips we can actually do to make this look more realistic. For starters, dip your finger in water and just smooth out the cloth. You don't want any wrinkles in here, and you don't want any spots where you can see underneath of the fabric. It'll also get rid of some of those fabric holes that you see and fill them with plaster so it looks a little bit more realistic. I'm going to repeat this process one more time and then we're ready for paint. Now that we've completed both levels, we're going to go ahead and get ready to paint. I did finish up the second level off camera just because it's very repetitive, same process as before. Now I do like to run the SCX24 up it and make sure it all works really well and flows together. Once you're happy with the layout and the design, it's time to paint. I like to start with a base layer of just spray paint. Now this is the paint I used on the rest of the course. I'd say don't use gloss. If you're starting fresh, I wouldn't pick up gloss again. But what we're going to do is lay down a coat of this gray, that way it blends in color-wise with the rest of the course. This will be the base color for all of the rocks we're going to be adding. We'll add the tire tread marks over top of it, and we'll just add all the grass and details on top, but this gives us a good solid color base layer. Now we're going to let this dry, and then we're going to come back and add some more of the details, and then I'll show you guys some tips and tricks on how to get some pretty cool designs like these tire tracks and everything like that on your course. Alright, so it is now the next day, everything is dried and ready for us to paint some more details. We're going to continue this tire track all the way to the top of the hill, over to the bridge. The best way to do that is to pretty much just drive your SCX24 up there, and then we're going to mark next to the tires at different points along the way, so that way we can make it even. So I've gone ahead and driven it up the track, and we're going to take a Sharpie and just mark the outside point of the tire at a couple different spots along this hill. This will give us the max width that we should make the tire tracks on the course, and we're going to go ahead and just repeat this process all the way up the hill. And then we'll come back with a tire that's not on a car and mark it out for exact width. Now that we have marks all the way up the hill, we're going to take a tire that we're not using right now, and we'll use that to mark the inside point. And this should be the width of pretty much most of your tires on an SCX24. We're going to blend it out anyway using gray paint here, but we're going to go ahead and mix up some blackish gray paint and just start working our way up the hill. It'll take a couple passes with these sponge brushes, but I found that they do a really good job at blending out. As you can see here, we've gone ahead and made it all the way to the top. So now that we've done that, we're going to mix up some lighter colored paint and blend it out to the sides now. So we'll add more white to this paint and we'll make it a little bit lighter shade of gray and blend it out. That's how you get these more natural looking tire marks versus just a black line all the way up the hill. Now we're also going to add some grass up here on top of these boxes, and in a future video we'll go ahead and tie this into the course a little better from down below and make it look like a cliffside, not just some boxes taped up here. But for now, we'll add some grass on top, super easy. Glue and then just place the grass down. You get pretty good results there, and I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. I like the plaster cloth. It's definitely easier to use. However, I think I like the texture and the look of a final product of just putting plaster of Paris straight over foam and cardboard a little bit better. It looks a little bit more realistic. Texture wise, they both kind of suck. So in a future video, we'll definitely make a way to add some texture to your course. We'll test a few different ways and find out which is best and make a video on that for you guys. But as you see, we have a lot of work ahead. So if you guys want to see anything specific, let me know and comment down below. But as always, thanks so much for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.